Well, hello there. This is Be3 the Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. I really love playing aggressive, tricky, romantic moves in chess because it just leads to fun. And in my games of chess now, I really try to play to have a good time, to have fun. For me, winning is not as important. Now, not playing to lose, but I'm really trying to have a good time when I play. It's not enough to simply win, but one must strive to win in style. In this game, it wasn't a very accurate game because I played a whole bunch of tricky moves. Some of it was quite unsound, practically gambiting my queen, but I got rewarded with an absolutely beautiful checkmate at the end. Let's go take a look. Like many of my games, begins with the Vienna game, e4, e5, knight c3. My opponent decided to respond with knight f6, a Folkby variation, Vienna gambit, and my Turkish opponent knew what they were doing because they immediately played d5, entering the Vienna game main line. Captures, captures, and here I play queen f3, which is the Paulsen attack in the Vienna game main line. Now, in the article that sort of accompanies this video, I write a little bit about Louis Paulsen, a very interesting 19th century chess figure, was quite a theorist, made quite a lot of contribution to a lot of openings. So his name is attached to a whole bunch of variations in different places. Have a look at the article, link is in the description. I think you might enjoy it. Now, in this position, Black plays a move that I was not entirely prepared for. So bishop to c5. So f5 immediately, that's the Bade-Lieben variation, is the best. This I knew was probably inaccurate. But as I stared at the position in the game, I realized that I wasn't sure. I couldn't find the correct move. I knew one existed, but I couldn't really find it. Now, retrospectively, I think I knew what happened when I was doing the analysis. In my mind, I had sort of taken as a principle that capturing the knight here was not good. And that's definitely the case when Black plays accurately. But in fact, in this position where the bishop comes here, and of course they've got two attackers on my weak f2 square, removing one of the attackers here, knight captures knight, is the best move. Now, I did realize that this was a problem, but because in my mind I had already excluded the possibility of knight captures knight, I didn't find it because I had that assumption. I did find the second best move, which was gambiting another pawn, the d4 blocking. Of course I capture, but now bishop blocks and we trade. Now, this wasn't actually the most accurate transformation. Here they develop another bishop, and you will see the computer. So I sort of usually mark out what the best move was if there was an inaccuracy or a mistake. This tension should actually be relieved. So both for my opponent with the black pieces and for myself, in a whole number of moves, knight captures knight is actually the best move and you actually grab the advantage. Neither of us wanted to do that though. Here, I long castle. Interesting move, but it does create this nice strong center, develop my other knight. They bring out their queen. See, this makes a lot of sense, but it's actually a bit of a mistake. Vienna game mainline is often quite tricky to play for both white and for black. Here, I sort of rotate my knight across with sort of an attack on the bishop. They retreat the bishop. I develop this bishop. You can see jumps up and down, and you can see trading, just getting rid of that central tension was best according to the engine. They developed their knight. And I think in this position, in this position, I thought there's no good reason for me to actually not take that knight. So I did. They capture this way. And at this point, we now trade down. So captures, 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 and they short castle on move 16. In this position, I kind of had a sense that I wasn't ahead, that I wasn't doing so well, even though I had a bit more activity. And in this position, I decided that I was going to now launch some big attacks now that the game has simplified a bit and we've got this very, very nice open center, really, in the middle of the board. So first step, a knight to f5. 5. Here I saw attack on g7. So potentially at some point in the future, maybe the queen could attack that square. They couldn't see exactly from where yet, maybe moving here, maybe we'll end up, getting to the G file. So that was my idea. Knight here, it's also in a place where it can't be attacked by one of black's rooks. I also open up the fully open D file controlled by my rook on D1. So that's the first move. They now move their rook. I actually kind of expected that. I thought they will make a launch and attack on my queen and, potentially have some sort of discovered sort of attack. I saw that. So I move my queen out of the way, and here, basically, I'm willing to give up that A2 pawn. I thought at some point they're going to capture that, and that's fine. That wins me tempo. I don't think they have a mating attack directly. Now, queen to d4, and as you can see, I've now got the 2 attackers on g7. There's a potential mate threat, which means their knight is actually pinned to the g7 square. As expected, they take the pawn, and that's fine. Here I play another highly speculative, highly tricky move with an attack. Now, this move is a blunder. Can you see why it's a blunder? Did you see it? The blunder is black can move one of their rooks onto the D file, and I cannot move my queen out of the way. The queen is in fact pinned to the D file, because if the queen moves, then effectively this will practically be checkmate. So if they immediately played a rook now, this queen is lost. Now I suspected, I actually did see this in the game. However, I decided to play this anyway because this attack is super strong. And I thought black, having just captured my A2 pawn with their queen, their vision is going to be on that queen. And I thought they're probably just going to give queen A1 check. It just feels like such a natural move, even though I don't think it achieves a whole lot. That's what they did. And in fact, I think what they were trying to do was to push my king onto the D file. That's the only legal square, so that they can get that, visually a much more obvious pin. They actually had a pin before, and this move loses them a move, so it's not as good. Here, of course, I've got the 2 attackers on the queen. Queen has to move. Where is it going to go? Now, the best move for black's queen is actually to give another check. However, if they give that check, the king moves off the D file, and I didn't think black was going to do that because they want that ostensible pin. They play queen e6, and that is a blunder. Look at that reversion, and my tricky trap worked. I'm not sure if you actually see my tricky trap yet. Rook captures the knight. And you might think, and I thought that black probably thought, well, this is fine because this attack requires the queen to move, but now I pin your queen to the king. What are you going to do? You lose a queen, you're not fast enough to make that checkmate, except I am. A rook to e8, it's a rook sacrifice. Brilliant move. It's a check. Black has only one possible move. This pin is an illusion because a rook captures rook. That's the only allowable move, only legal move. Queen captures the g7 pawn, and it's mate. Good game. GG. The big takeaway from this game is to try to play romantically. Look beyond the limited framing of winning and losing. Attempt to play a tactic because the payoff is beautiful rather than necessarily because it's accurate. Because at the end of the day, even if you lose some elo, what does it really matter in casual games? I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.